Hey guys, it's Joseph here with another quick video. Today I want to do a quick video on the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. I know many people are interested in these two consoles, and now with the stock getting a little bit better for both of them, and with many people getting money after the holidays, I'm sure these consoles will be snatched up pretty quickly, and I wanted to do a short little video comparison to help anyone decide which next-gen console they're interested in. So first, I want to start with the PlayStation 5. I have the disc version here, and I know there is a digital version, but it's for $4.99. The design of the PS5 is much different than the PlayStation 4. This was a pretty bold design by Sony. This thing is meant to be spotted in any room. As you can see, you can lay it up or stand it sideways. It comes with a stand that is meant to be used with it. If you flip the stand to the side, you can screw a screw that comes out of the base and is meant to be screwed in the bottom to stand it vertically. And if you want to stand it horizontally, you will take the screw out and line up these little hinges with the PlayStation logo and snap it into place, and it holds the PS5 on the side. So I want to talk about the port situation for the PS5. The PS5 has two USB 2.0 ports with a 2.1 HDMI port for 4K 120 frames per second HDR playback and the power supply here on the back. Out of the box, it comes with a 825 gigabyte of SSD, but when you open it up and turn on the PS5, you only have about 667 of usable storage. That's really not that much compared to the Xbox Series X. You can, of course, upgrade the storage by buying an internal SSD and placing it inside the PS5. When I've looked, you can get a terabyte from around $100 to $145, and that's pretty good compared to the Xbox Series X's only decision. I could be wrong, but this is what I found. The UI of the PS5 is my favorite part. With the dash menu displaying at 4K HDR, it just looks awesome. It's something you want just to stare at. Of course, the menus to adjust settings and navigate the games is super easy. You can find anything you need to move around. The bottom menu is easy to work as well. It's bright and colorful and easy to move around with no real issues. Now, compared to the Xbox Series X, it's not more powerful, but it does play games very well. It plays 120 hertz frames games to 4K HDR, and if you pair it with a 4K HDR TV like I have now, it's just great to look at. It's an overall great next-gen console. Now let's talk about the controller. The PS5 has a rechargeable battery. That's the first thing people go for. You can buy a charging stand or plug it in through a USB Type-C port at the top, in the middle at the top of the console. It has adaptive triggers, which unfortunately no game has really taken advantage of. Of course, Call of Duty Cold War did come out with it, and same with Astro's Playroom, but other than that, there really hasn't been any games that really utilize this feature. The regular haptics, I think, are great. They have really good rumble, really good feedback. It does have its touchpad, and it makes it really versatile compared to the Xbox Series X controller. Overall, I think the DualShock 5 is a good and solid controller. If we're going to say anything about it, I would say I don't like how the X, square, triangle, circle buttons all match with the color. I liked it when they had their own colors, but that's just me. Let's talk about the subscription service that comes with the PlayStation 5. You can purchase different tiers of PlayStation Plus that come with different games, mostly PS4 and PS5 games, and you still have to stream PS3 games. To me, that's just really not worth it comparing it to something like Xbox Game Pass that can go all the way to the original Xbox, which you can just download to your console. I don't really know anybody who really wants to keep streaming all these games, but hey, maybe that's just me. I think for the bang for your buck, you just don't get as much as you really think you would here. I mean, if you go Ultimate and all the way in, the highest tiered subscription, you'd be paying $17 a month, and that's a lot. Of course, you get the PlayStation Plus catalog of games, and more games are coming out, but to me it just doesn't seem that great. Let's move over to the Xbox Series X. On paper, if you look anywhere, this console is considered to be more powerful out of the both of them. I won't get into specs since both systems can play 4K HDR, 120 FPS, and 8K. That makes them almost look the same, but for the Xbox, it's on paper, hardware-wise, a little bit more powerful. Let's talk about the design of the Xbox. It's just really this big matte black box with all these holes in the top for venting and this way to cool the chip. It does have a mesh green grill that looks really just like a rubber green slit. It's not a light, which I thought would have been really cool, but at certain angles it does look cool. I do wish it had a glowing light though. The Xbox Series S doesn't come with the stand like the PS5 does. It has a built-in rubber foot at the bottom that you can stand it upwards if you want, and if you want to tilt it to its side, it also comes with rubber feet. Microsoft really thought about it for you guys on this one. When you power on the Xbox Series X, you're greeted with pretty much the same dashboard as the Xbox One. If you ask me, that was a little disappointing. When it comes to next-gen consoles, you really think you would want a full brand new UI, and for here, we didn't get that. If you ask me, the Xbox dashboard is way more complicated than the PlayStation 5 dashboards. It's harder to navigate and has a bunch of menus you have to go through to get to where you want to go. When it first launched, I don't think the dashboard was even in 4K, but I think with updates it is now. You can tell me if I'm wrong on that. It's not HDR, which to me, that's just a big miss. Yes, PlayStation's menu is 4K HDR, which makes it look so much more clear and a lot better. When it comes to navigating around the Xbox Series X menu, and if this was your first Xbox like mine, it took some time for me to eventually understand some tricks and ways to get around it. Of course, I do like how you can group your games in certain ways, like you could on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 that used to do it compared to the PS5. On the PS5, it is lacking a way to change your background like you can on the Xbox Series X, and Xbox comes with great dynamic backgrounds you can use if you want to set one as well, including classic Xbox 360 dashboards and an original Xbox dashboard. That's something you can't do on the PS5. Let's talk about the controller. When it comes to the Xbox Series X controller, it almost looks the same as the Xbox One. They've only really done some minute changes to all of it. The controller is fatter than the PS5's. The buttons are super clicky though. It has a better grip system, I think, on the back of the controller that looks better, too, than the PS5's. Yes, it still uses batteries, which is included in the box, but you can upgrade to any rechargeable battery pack for the Xbox Series X controller. To me, this is cool because reusable batteries, when you charge them over and over again, you lose a long-lasting charge. And with the Xbox Series S, you can just pop it out, buy new ones, put one in, and get longer charging. To me, the Xbox Series X controller is a little bit better to hold, and it feels a little bit more snug than the PS5 controller. One feature of the Xbox Series X that I do want to talk about is quick resume. To me, this is a big game changer. This way you can just change games and leave off right where you left off. The PS5 has the switcher feature, but it's just not the same. It's longer and doesn't leave off where you want. I think the quick resume feature is going to be a huge game changer when more and more games come out with it, and I use it every time I play the Xbox Series X. Also, just for reference, because I forgot, the Xbox app I think is better than the PlayStation app, but you can look at reviews and go around it if you want to check them out. Overall, both of these consoles are plenty powerful in the years when newer games come out and is pretty future-proof. Many people know about the subscription services that I just say, and there's usually a big debate, just like the whole console war things and subscription services. But to me, Xbox Game Pass is just way better. PlayStation Plus is trying to compare with Xbox Game Pass, but right now it's not even close. I think Xbox Series X is a better game for your buck and gives you way more variety of games with just a better service. Now I'm going to be honest here and tell you which one I think is better. When I'm thinking about this, I do have to admit the PS5 is a great console and I still think it's future-proof, but once I think about it more, I prefer the Xbox Series X. Game Pass is such a big deal and such a good deal. The Xbox is plenty powerful and I love the controller more than the PlayStation 5. I'm excited to see what Microsoft does moving forward with this powerful console. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Feel free to sub and comment on which console you think is better, and hopefully this helped anyone who's trying to figure out which console to buy. I'll see you guys in the next one and I hope you have a great one.